Hello, my mic was muted. I'm a dumbass. Hello, welcome back to Zero Strategy Podcast, episode 44. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, the intro was a little scuffed today because I'm still trying to work out between two computers, and it's all a bit of a nightmare. But we're here. I am joined today by my co-hosts. We have Unholy Cyber.
Hi.
We have Grog Mode.
Hello.
We have Eve with new hair.
Hi.
And we have Sir Humps.
I got this. There you go.
Maybe not. And we have our special guest joining us today, Mr. Gaming4Platinums. Thank you for being here, dude. So, as always, we're going to start with a little catch up with everyone, and then we'll get into the conversations of the day. First of all, Cyber, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
It's been good. First stream with the whole rebrand, and it went well. Everything, well, I say everything worked. I'm kind of in the same situation as you. It works perfectly fine before stream, and then when you go live, it's like, no, not gonna work. But happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Did you start?
We're live.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're live.
Jesus Christ.
I got this from Mary.
Christ. This is professional here. This is professional. You could have done something. Fuck.
You did. You waved and everything.
I did the same thing I do every week.
How embarrassing. Oh my God. My makeup's not even done. I don't even know right now.
You think it's embarrassing for you? I introduced you and you ignored me.
I'm sorry, man. I get tunnel vision and my light's not fucking working, and I figured out why, but it's not working, but I'm getting there. Sorry. Go on. I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad. I'm here. We're getting there.
We'll get to you.
Hi, G4P.
Third time. How you doing?
Grog, what about you? How's your week been? What have you been up to?
Week's been pretty all right. I got a new window installed in the office, so that kind of like threw off the end of the week, start to the weekend, because there was just like dust and debris everywhere. But that's done. It's just like I think that like now that we're a year into quarantine, Lauren and I are nesting even harder than usual. So we're just like, well, a lot of the things that we've wanted to do but just haven't done, we're not putting off now, and we're just kind of like, I mean, if we're never leaving the house, we might as well make the house look a little better. So that's
no,
kind of where we're at
procrastinate.
right now.
Just do it. Procrastinate.
Oh, good. You had some internet issues this week as well, right? Sorted now?
Yeah, it's sorted. Well, no, I don't have the internet right now.
Okay,
this
good.
is doing this over 5G. No, what happened was that the old line was run through the wood of the original windowsill, and they had to take all of that out. But then the window guys were like, we can't drill a hole back through because it'll void your warranty on the windows. So you have to do that through Verizon. Like you have to do that through your internet service provider. So then we had to like schedule them to come out to do it separate. So it one fucked up the other, and then it just kind of became a whole thing. But we're good.
Nightmare. At least it's working again now, though. Eve, what about yourself? What have you been up to?
Oh, started selling some cards on eBay, and that's been going pretty well. But then I broke my share.
Oh,
So,
no.
it doesn't lock anymore, and I keep almost falling out of it. So, ups and downs.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
I can just imagine you being animated and then just...
Yeah, the big problem is every time I try to scoot back, I used to like push. I can't do that anymore. I have to use different muscles. It's gross. I've wanted everything to like, just atrophy organically. So that kind of threw a wrench in that plan. But yeah, everything's been going pretty well.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. And I'm almost scared to ask, but Humps, how's your week been going? You all right there, buddy?
Hey, my week's been going, man. I know it looks like I got hit by a truck, and I have, but no, it's I've been on night shift all week. I'm still on night shift. So
the lighting
I'm a little
is just to
tired.
try
I
and
get
kind of like keep up with that.
yeah. I literally just woke up. My wife, she comes in. She's like, I forgot what time you wanted to be woken up for the podcast. She's like, it's close to 11. I was just like, just running downstairs and my light's not working. My phone broke. I had to get a new phone. That's the issue because apparently you have to have a Wi-Fi connection on your freaking light. And I don't have Wi-Fi on my computer, so I have to do it with my phone. And I got a new phone, so now I have to hook that up. It's so stupid. But other than that, it's been fantastic.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. And G4P, thank you again for joining us today. How are you doing? How's everything?
Good. We just got back from Disney last night. We were there for 8 days with the kids. We surprised them last Friday. So
I remember you saying
I need a
on stream.
vacation from the vacation, you know. So, but
For
yeah, I'm
sure.
good, man. We're doing really well.
Good stuff. I'm glad to hear it. So I want to dive into it. If you're watching on the stream, as always, remember, if you have any questions for us or for G4P, just throw them in the chat. We will try and get to them. But yeah, I want you to kind of tell us a bit about yourself and your channel, what you get up to. So how did you get started on Twitch? How long have you been on the platform, and what do you do?
So I think I've been on Twitch for, just trying to think. Wow. I've been on Twitch probably, I think, going on 5 years, but I started and then I stopped. I think I was going for like a year, and then I was like, all right, I'm done with this. Just didn't really like, I felt like it was kind of ruining gaming for me for a little bit. And then I come back to it every like year or so, and then just kind of see what was going on. But I mean, it's Twitch, so yeah, it's social media platform. But
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah. Well,
and
so you recently got partnered. Congrats on that. That's been,
Thanks, man.
I feel like, a long time coming.
Big congrats.
Yeah. For
sold
sure.
my soul, sold it.
Sell out. You sell out.
But I know, like, obviously, you took a little bit of a break. I have to ask, because there is a clip where you blamed me for the reason you were quitting Twitch.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
It's relatable.
There's also
do
a
that
lot of
often.
clips of people blaming you for a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That's
a
true.
common theme.
When I think of something bad, I'm like Condi. I instantly go right there. So it's just like,
Yeah, I feel like I deserve that. But
Word association at this point.
so obviously, I know you've been doing a lot of you did a lot of Phasmophobia when you came back. And I know you've kind of been branching out to other games. Is there anything else that's kind of got your attention right now, game-wise?
So Phasmophobia, like, I hate scary games. It's like, it's literally a thing. And then people are like, just play it, and I played it, and I kind of just meme people now because it's just fun. You know, it's one of those things. But the game right now that I've been playing a lot is that Devour. Devour's been fun. Yeah, I think it's nice now to branch, but other than that, I mean, I think a lot of people are in lulls of games because it's either you play a battle royale or there's just not much out. I feel like there's really not much out. But yeah, as of right now, I'm doing all scary stuff, just trying to, I don't know, just something different, stuff that I normally don't play.
There's definitely a theme with kind of more horror style games on your channel recently, and Phasmophobia seemed to be super popular for you when you were getting into it. I mean, I've played it like 5 times. And I remember at one point just checking in and you're like level 300 or something. I was like, oh my God.
What's he doing over there?
Yeah, I think I'm like
all the ghosts.
like level 20 or something over here. But
Damn.
But yeah, so I guess the reason I kind of wanted to discuss with you a little bit more was because Discord's been a huge part of your kind of channel and your community. And we've had a couple guests on recently who did sort of interesting things with their Discords. And as somebody, I've been a part of your Discord for a long time. I just kind of wondered if you could talk us through how that all kind of came about with the whole sort of Platinum Squad community and how that all has helped your channel and your community to grow.
Can I say negatives as well?
Say whatever you want.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Preferred.
Yeah, so I think so like at the start of Platinum Squad, I mean, it was solely to get people together. Like I love talking to people. I mean, all of us, I'm sure, like to either have somebody chatting with you or something like that, or in your channel, or doing something of the nature. And it was solely just to meet other people and to try to support people. Like this was when, I mean, what was that, Royal Streamers and some of those.
Yeah.
It was also the convoluted time of I feel, of Twitch as well, because you know, the main goal for everybody was partner, or you just wanted to be this big thing, the next best. And we started as, you know, guys, go in when you can help somebody out. But I think by opening those floodgates, I don't know, like it changed gaming for people. Like, you know, people didn't like it if they weren't growing or if they weren't getting, you know, something back from it. It ended up getting really toxic. I mean, it was to the point where you know, I'd hate to even, you know, load up Discord or, you know, down to just backing stuff with admins and stuff. You especially, Connie. I mean, I think the thing is like now though, it feels natural. Like, you know, I can't stress enough. Like, you can come in here, put, you know, pics in Discord of your food, or do this, like
Toes.
you know, toes. Yeah, if you're into that, like, man, it's such a mess. But I mean, like, it feels more organic now versus, you know, I don't care who you are. I mean, I still like if somebody takes time out of their day to stop in my channel, even if it's a lurk or just stop, that shows support regardless. Some people don't like it. Um, it's nice to see people actually just support to support, you know. I granted you're always gonna have the people that want to move on and I'm ecstatic now. Like, I actually game to game and it feels good. I feel like I'm back, and Discord's been massive, and the people that support, it's been incredible, man. Discord is a big thing. Like, I think you guys know, the more things that you can get on, but just don't burn out, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%. Like, so I remember, like, back when I first kind of met you, it was when there was still communities on Twitch. If you remember, like, instead of stream, I don't know if stream teams coexisted.
Yep.
Or no, stream teams I think did coexist, but they replaced communities with tags.
Yeah,
Which,
it was communities, then stream teams, and then communities just got binned, and then it was tags.
yeah, because communities is still a feature that I kind of miss, because it was almost like a stream team, but without the kind of exclusivity of you need to be invited to it. But obviously anybody could stream in any community. I mean, I think I used to be like, because you could tag like 3. So I would have like Platinum Squad, bearded streamers, or something like that, right? And just sort of tag. And arguably, I think it was a better way of tagging your content than the current tag system. But I remember Platinum Squad was a big one because you could just click it and see all the people in the community that were live, and it was a really nice, easy way to keep track of that without having to use Discord. Because particularly, I remember your Discord really, I mean, it got crazy when I remember when I hit sort of like 2,000 members, and I was like, I just cannot keep up with this anymore, you know?
Yeah, it got out of control. It did, yeah,
it really did. But obviously you and I know you had admins. I don't know what the situation is as much now, but there was a lot of work put in to kind of keep it under control and keep it organized, which I think is probably very, very helpful. But yeah, I mean, like you say, that you brought the parallel of like Royale streamers, which if people don't remember, there was this thing going around with Royale streamers where it was effectively like a sort of pyramid scheme. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
dirty dogs.
And they had some sort of strange point system with their Discord where if you had a streamer's tab open, you got points, and then the more points you got, the higher up the Discord you got. Like, it was really weird.
It was even more intricate than that. They actually set up a bot that would automatically track everything, so it wasn't even done by the honor system. Like, they knew exactly how many seconds you watched, and then you would obviously get like I think it was points based on if you watch my channel, I will automatically watch your channel for X amount of time. And then when you dived into it a little bit deeper, you were just like, this is literally like your dad selling Avon. Like, this pyramid scheme is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was a weird system, and I think that's, I mean, from my experience, seems like that's completely gone from Twitch now. I think a lot of that was what kind of introduced the lurking changes with Twitch, which has been through a lot of different iterations. But it used to be that, you know, you could have 50 tabs open lurking on streams, and it would all count. You
smell your computer smoking, yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely led to a lot of changes through it, but Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's good to see that the communities can still work in that sort of size, because I know your Discord's still got a lot of members, and I'm still constantly seeing people talking in there and keeping up to it. So, in terms of, like, I guess, what would be your advice to, like, maybe a new streamer that's either maybe looking for a community to join, or, you know, they're maybe thinking, I want to set up a community and get that, you know, kind of emulate, have my own community Discord. Is there any sort of tips or advice you'd give to people for that?
I think the biggest thing is just, I don't know, be down to earth. I mean, like, sell yourself. You know what I mean? And if
Sell
people
your
want-
soul.
Yeah, sell your soul. I mean, people want it until it gets like, I mean, so just really fast. Like, so I thought, like, I always say, like, it's like a little egg, you know, you have it here and you never think it's going to hatch. And then when it does, you're like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do with it now? Like, I have a damn bird here. And then, like, it's like, oh wow, like, you don't ever think it's going to happen. And if it does, like, you're right, you know, get in there, get some stuff. Don't, like, lock it down too much, kind of leave it open, but watch for people that spam. You know, you're going to have the trolls, you know, look past that. You have to have tough skin, you know, in any of these things that you do with this. So I think it's one of those things. Give it a shot. Don't get discouraged. You know, it's not, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. I mean, seriously, a lot of us have been on this platform for years, whether it's Discord, Twitter. I mean, it's rough. It can be rough, but I mean, go into it, you know, wanting to play games or actually make a community and things like that. The positive sides. Don't think of, you know, potentially getting big or anything like that. Just do it for fun.
For sure.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Brent. Is like, how much of in the early on, how much were you moderating versus how much were you having others help you moderate? Like, were you, did you find yourself in a position where you wanted to just like relinquish control early on and just let other people kind of like help you with it, or did you kind of let it be a wild west? Like, at what point did you ask others to step in, and how did they help?
So I'm terrible with Discord and anything with PCs. I really am. So I mean, a lot of people have helped me, like, so I can just learn stuff about it. But so that was one of the biggest learning things. So with Discord, and we were growing, it was like, okay, you can't post pictures in general, so we're going to make a picture section. And then before you knew it, we had 30 sections of everything's like, can't we just slim that down? So then you go through like a learning curve of like what works and what doesn't. So I think it's great to leave the floodgates open and let that happen. And you just need to have mods if it does. I mean, I mean, I had people hate me. I mean, I would get hate mail every day. You know, I still get people that just, you know, flip me the bird. And
I mean, I got over it, but you know.
Oh my God. Right? But yeah, for the most part, I let a lot of people help me at the beginning, and then we kind of had to like open them up and then close them again and then open them back up. And it still is a learning curve because, you know, you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah, it's definitely something I've noticed as well, because obviously my Discord's not to the same level as like the amount of members that are a part of the Platinum Squad community. And again, I'm obviously speaking from this as someone that has been in your Discord for a long time and kind of sees a lot of the activity that's going on there. Even my Discord kind of got to a point where like there's just too many rooms, everything's a bit of a disaster, and we're gonna sit and spend a day just kind of trimming the fat, getting it down to what I think is more organized. But I think the thing is that people are always gonna just do it. They're not going to read the rules. They're not going to do anything. They're going to post an LFG post in the general. They're going to post memes in the pictures section. And you know, it's just, I think for me, it's kind of learning when is the time to kind of take that step and maybe change it, and when's the time to just let it slide. Sometimes, you know, my Discord can be quite quiet. So it's like, somebody's actually talking, I'm not going to go in there and be like, hey, none of that in here.
None of that.
It's almost like a follower only mode. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to let people talk a little bit. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had the last couple of guests we had on here was kind of a unique situation because they had a shared Discord as well, where it was the two streamers working together to have this community Discord. Which is why I thought for yourself as well, knowing that you've kind of got that similar situation where you had, you know, admins helping to run it and a lot of moderators. I definitely thought it was interesting. So would you say Discord's been a big part of your kind of channel growth on Twitch, and you know, how much do you kind of put down to that?
I think so. I kind of want to believe it is, but I don't know. I don't know because I also think that people use it as a way to either a leech off of it, or people like you that want to join, or I think like maybe out of 100 people, the one person that actually likes your content. Yes, I think like those people are going to be around regardless. I think it's nice to reach out to people through Discord like that, but I guess I can't say that. I don't know. I'm on the fence with it, Gandhi. That's a tough one, man. I just
Yeah, well, I mean,
really don't.
Like you
So
said,
he-
obviously it's all social media platforms, so it's you kind of would like to think that it all ties in. I get your point there. Sorry, Cyber,
So-
I cut you off.
No, it's all good. So here's a question for you. You said that you took like quite a significant amount of breaks multiple times. Did you keep up with the Discord, or did you just completely let it fall by the wayside
I
and
mean,
then picked it back up?
yeah, there was times. I mean, I literally was in an admin chat, and I was like, guys, I'm shutting this Discord down. Like, and then I would have them come back and they'd be like, why don't you just pass it on to one of us? And I'm like, and then I went back and forth. Like I said, I mean, a lot of this stuff to some degree was ruining until I could physically let go of, people, constantly attacking me or saying it wrong, like I'm in it for the wrong reasons and all the stuff. Like I said, it was ruining. It was literally ruining gaming. Like not just Discord, just a lot of things.
Yeah.
But and I don't know why. I think when I finally was like, you know what, let's just make this fun again and forget all the crap. And about a year ago now, it's been really good. And
Good.
that's where it should be. You know what I mean?
So I'm assuming, do you still have those types of hate messages, or are you heavily moderating that kind of toxicity in your Discord?
I see. I don't get it. I don't think I get it that much anymore because I think the basis of Platinum Squad was originally built on, lurking, helping, but then it turned into more just lurking, and people didn't like that, and people weren't growing, and that's when I was getting like gaming. Why can't I grow? I'm helping this. Why can't I get this, and this? It's like you're not guaranteed anything here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, but I'm not getting. I'm barely getting anything now. Every now and then I'll get somebody that's butthurt about whatever, but it's. I mean, I brush that off and just drink another beer.
Hell yeah. It sounds like they're in your Discord for the wrong reasons, though. It sounds like you've actually started a community where you're genuinely trying to help people, but you're doing it for the right reasons. And it's hard to kind of juggle the whole fact that you're trying to keep everybody appeased and happy, and then you've got people who just are entitled and they just want everything, and when they don't get it, they're gonna send that hate towards you. I can understand why that would ruin the whole experience for
it's
you.
just it was like constantly every day waking up. It's like, oh yeah, I got a game today, and you got to go in there. You can't go into into streaming and being like, or you know what I mean. You got to be upbeat, and it's hard to be upbeat when there's just a ton of crap, So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting as well because there's always going to be the people that look for the sort of the path of least resistance, and I think a lot of what you hear when you're trying to get started on Twitch is like, hey, be part of communities, get to know communities, and that will help you to grow, which is true to an extent. But I think people will sometimes think, well, I can just join this and immediately get X amount of viewers or followers or whatever. And you're gonna sometimes catch those there's people that are just in there for the self-promotion and things like that, and that's I think just a natural thing to expect at this point. I mean, we've all had people come in and self-promo in our streams and in our Discords and things like that. And I've personally, for me, I've kind of come to a point now where it doesn't even really bother me anymore. And I always try and take the time to, I guess, sort of educate people, because a lot of the time I think it's a new person to the platform that doesn't really understand how this works. I mean, we've all been on Twitch long enough to know that you can't just go into a stream and go, I'm streaming right now, here's my link. Right?
Oh yeah.
But the thing is,
5 minutes.
Yeah, right. It makes it almost like I always try and like really zoom out and look at it and think, like, if you're brand new to Twitch and you're thinking, I need to get viewers, where would I find people who like to watch Twitch? On Twitch, because these people already like to watch Twitch, so maybe they'd like to watch me. So I kind of almost think like I see their logic to it, but and they just, you know, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt that maybe they just don't know that that's kind of an etiquette thing that you need to learn over time.
I don't know, man. I feel like you should know.
I mean,
and I only say that because it's like I'd almost understand it like from like maybe someone my age older, because like maybe they're new to Twitch and their only experience to a big feed like that is like an AOL chat room. And so like they just like they swoop in, they're like, yo, what's up? ASL, find me on twitch.tv/whatever. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I say like you should know, but like it doesn't bother me. I mean, it's like whether you're doing it on purpose or not on purpose, it's just like you just yeah, oh yeah, you can go over there if you want to, guys. Anyway, you know, you just like shrug it off and just I don't know. I just try not to let that kind of shit bug me.
I think Condi kind of hit the crux of it with his opening comment, which was basically like, you know, people think like, well, what are the things that I'm being told? What are the things that I hear? You should find a community and you should try to find like-minded people. That is the right idea. I think part of the problem though is, although that's a good place to start, there's this sense of urgency where people don't really want to, they know that some of the advice that they're getting is correct, but that the problem is there's an investment that needs to happen, and you actually have to want to be part of the community that you're trying to share in. So like
For sure.
when I've had people come to the channel and they've spent time and whatnot, like and they genuinely are interested in others in chat, and they're interested in, you know, doing stuff on the Discord, like I'll shout them out all day long, you know, on my channel, and I'm happy to do that. But like it's very obvious when somebody comes in and the very first thing they do is to ask, you know, if they can get in a squad with you, and then the next thing they're just posting like a, you know, self promo in your general chat, and it's pretty obvious that like they want to fast track, and that there's never really going to be a strong investment to get to know who you are, get to know who the members of your community are. And in that sense, they don't really want to join the community so that the community grows and that they are a part of it, and then maybe their channel grows by proxy. They just want to use that as a springboard, as a fast track to save time. And like that in of itself, I think, is like you're coming at it with the wrong intent, because if your intent is to join any Discord community or to come into any channel, if you're only thinking about what you're going to get out of it rather than what you're going to put into it, and also like what kind of friendships you might make as a result, then clearly you're coming in with a just a very narrow point of view that is just focused in one direction, and it's just you and you alone. And in that sense, you're going to come out losing, because you won't come out with new friendships, you won't come out with new networks, you won't come out with, you know, having like become part of something larger. And those people aren't really going to feel invested, you know, in terms of helping you, because they don't know you. I mean, you're just a, you know, just a random person who's trying to use them. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like the advice is correct. Yes, trying to get to know established communities and is a good way to start networking. It just ends up being like people want to skip the queue and basically go to the front and just like
Yeah.
they want it now. They want it
Yeah.
tomorrow. They want affiliate by the end of the month. And that's just not, it's just unrealistic is what it is.
Yeah.
I see that heavily in your chat, Condi. The amount of times where I'll see, hey, you're actually playing X game. This has really blown up my channel lately. Okay, bye. I'm going to stream now. Catch you later. And I'm just sitting there in mod view, like, I'm gonna ban this motherfucker. And like I'm frantically typing to Condi on Discord, can I ban him?
See, I've kind of got to a point with it where I think, like, particularly because we do this podcast every week and we talk about Twitch and you know, how to grow and all this stuff, I kind of feel like it would be, and I've said this before, I feel like it would be very hypocritical of me to just ban someone, you know, for that self promo.
That's why I'll do it for you. I will be that mod.
I would much rather have a conversation about it. You know, if someone wants to come in and say like, oh, I had this awesome stream today, like I want to talk about it. To me, there's a clear difference between like somebody who's actually a member of the community and is
100%.
there and is able to talk about it. And, you know, yeah, they maybe say things like, oh, I streamed this the other day. like fine, that doesn't bother me. If it's somebody brand new,
Yeah,
never been there
that's
before,
what irks me.
posts
Yeah,
their link,
brand new people, yeah.
hey,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
live. They've never spoken in chat before. Like that's where there's a difference, I think. And even then, you know, I've had people who've done that, and I've said like, hey, you know, I'm gonna delete that message, and I'm gonna tell you why, and then I'll explain it, and then they'll go, oh shit, I didn't know this. I'm sorry, and I'll say, hey, it's cool. I just didn't want you going to 10 other streams and having the same interaction. I thought, you know, let you know now and kind of take that opportunity, because again, that's what this whole podcast is really meant to be for, is for people that want to start streaming and want to start that and don't know how. Well, I've noticed something interesting recently. I don't really use Facebook at all, but I'll scroll through it sometimes, and obviously Facebook knows that I watch Twitch, so I get a lot of like Twitch things promoted to me, and recently I've been getting tons of these like sponsored or promoted posts where somebody's paid money to Facebook to advertise, but it's like their Twitch channel, and they just advertise their Twitch channel. And a lot of times I'll click them just because I'm like, I wonder what kind of size broadcaster this is if they're doing this. And I've seen so many recently where I click on the channel, they've got 1 follower, no view, like 0 views. Like this person has never ever gone live on this channel, but they're paying Facebook to share this ad. I've had the same one come up like 10 times. It has no interaction. Like nobody's liked the post, shared it, nothing. And I just think, what is happening? You know?
But that kind
Connie's
of goes,
computer's about to crash. That was 100% a virus. A phishing attempt.
but that goes completely back to the whole entitlement thing that we talked about multiple times, where people think, I need followers now. You know, I'm not gonna work for it. I'm gonna pay some money. I'm gonna advertise it here, and I'm hopefully gonna get some followers before I even go live. You see that on like TikTok, where people are like, by the way, I'm thinking about streaming, please go and follow this. And it's like, well, we don't know what your content's about. You've literally never streamed. It's not like we can check a VOD, check any clips or anything like that. And it's crazy to me that people are just, because Facebook ads aren't cheap, especially if you're trying to reach like a massive audience. And it's crazy that people are just trying to pay for followers, because they're not paying for viewers because they haven't even streamed yet.
Is that paying for followers? If you are paying to have advertisements, that is smart business. Come on.
It's like follow button, but with extra steps.
Well,
here's
I mean,
the-
how's that any different than a business? You know, advertising. You know, it's like
Okay,
like,
I'll,
because you're not
take
paying
that.
for a
This
guarantee on
Burger
anything.
King
Well,
thinks you can
I'll take
follow bot me to go try your burger. I think
Well,
not, Mr. King.
I'll take that analogy, right? But that's like Burger King never releasing a burger and expecting people to come to the store.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's
Burger
how
King
bad
literally
products
paid a
advertise.
bot to like donate people's chats and say, "Hey, here's $5. Go check out. Go use this on a new
A
don't know,
Whopper.
Whopper
I-
Junior
I-
or
I-
whatever."
as opposed to a used one.
Yeah,
I think what it comes,
yeah.
You can,
I
you
think
can
what it
get
comes
them
down
for like
to
$2
for
a
me,
cheaper.
New,
Yeah.
slightly used.
I think what it comes down to for me is that like I don't see like doing like a Facebook ad or something like that as being a misstep. It's just misguided in assuming that it's going to do much to start with. If you're a new restaurant that opens up in a local neighborhood community, you're going to put ads out. You're going to, put flyers up if you're really, really small grassroots, and you're going to advertise as best you can. Because the thing is, if we zoom back, think about the person who's just starting and who isn't looking to use and abuse and move on, from community to community, just to plug their stream. Those people are in a really difficult spot, because if you think about it, when you start, you might have, let's say you've got a slew of friends, and of those, a percentage, maybe not even a big percentage, are active gamers, and of those, maybe only a smaller percentage are people who are active Twitch users. Because I know plenty of gamers, but they don't use Twitch. And so then you're like, okay, well, I could ask, these 4 people that I know who are already on the platform, maybe they could drop me a follow. 4 people dropping you a follow towards the 50 that you need to become affiliate, plus the other requirements, is just a drop in the bucket. And when people have already tapped out their local network of friends or family to say like, I don't know what else to do, the problem is that then they have already utilized the network they have. They need to find other networks that they can become you know, part of and to gain exposure, because if you leave it just down to random discoverability, it's very hard for that to happen. For some random person to scroll far down the directory and randomly click you is difficult. I don't think the ads themselves are like that strange, but I think anyone who's doing it where they are starting from the very bottom with no following and then advertising at the start, it's probably just a waste of your money, not because the idea is wrong or
Oh, for
bad,
sure.
but because you're probably better off once you've just cracked affiliate. Maybe you've got like 5 average viewers and you're looking to like push your way up to 10 average viewers. Like that's the time where maybe you do like an ad
Yeah.
or something, because like at least you have a little momentum. The hard part is I was told something by somebody in my community that like made me stop and reassess how I view sort of those like fresh faces that just pop in you've never seen before, and they're like, hey, can I get in on the next game? Usually what I say now is like, I appreciate you're interested. That's awesome. I'm excited that you're excited, but what I like to do is just have people hang out for a little while, and once you kind of catch the vibe of the channel and catch the vibe of like how we play as a team, like then maybe we can have you in the rotation or something. But just like give it some time, and I keep it positive. The reason being is I was told at one point, like, if you don't take chances and have a leap of faith to actually like turn towards someone that you don't know yet and let them play with you, or let them like accompany you on like some small task or journey or conversation, there's no opportunity to expand your own circle of friends, your own network of people, and for you to continue to build your own community, even if they're the one that's doing the searching for a community.
Hmm.
So, like, for example, there's people. I used to have a squad in Warzone where it was basically just like it was me, it was Eve, it was CK. Like we didn't. I mean, it was basically people from the show, and we didn't really change it up. And then people go and start playing their other stuff, but like
Yeah.
for a long while, I had my core group of people, and I'd have people ask, and I'd be like, I don't know, we're full. And when I started rotating people in, occasionally I still get people who are either difficult to play with, and I don't want to play with them again, or they just don't vibe, and I find ways to either chat with them about it, or I just don't invite them back on. But like at the end of the day, I've expanded my roster of people that I like to play with, that I think are good natured, get what I'm putting down, and at the same time, like they fit in perfectly with the rest of our group. And I would not have benefited from that on a personal level if I didn't listen to the advice of someone from my community saying you need to give people a chance, and at some point, because then you'll never find new friends either. Like you won't grow. And I think that it is both sides, like it goes both ways kind of thing.
Hmm.
But it is, I mean, like I saw Condi like a couple weeks ago, how like had a dude was like, yo, can I play? And like I'd never seen him before, and like kind of was like, yeah, sure. And he played, and he was fine, and there's nothing wrong with the dude. And then like person came over to my channel like the next day, and was like, yo, can I play? And like they clear, and then they self promoed within the week, and they don't, they didn't do anything wrong. They just didn't do it in a way that felt genuine or felt authentic, and as a result, like it kind of showed, and it was just obvious that they were there to to jump on, take a ride, and then jump off, and then do their own thing. um but I've learned that I think I need to like start being open to, if I see a face pop up every couple streams and they express an interest, after a while, you say, yeah, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt.
To kind of jump off that, I know you gaming are often playing with people at your chat. I mean, that seems like that's the kind of the from me looking at
my
it,
core. Yeah,
that's
my
like
core,
your main focus. Is that ever something that you've struggled with kind of not, just pulling in people, not knowing if they're going to vibe with it? Is that something you've ever kind of encountered before?
Yeah. So, yeah, it can be pretty dicey, and there's some people that I play with that are probably in chat right now. I'll name them Witchy Mama. There's a few of them that I absolutely dislike playing with, but we'll deal with that. No, I mean, you definitely, I've met some great people, and then all the same regard. I mean, I've met some people where it's like, oh my God, I may have to play with this person again, or the person's just, you know, you don't click with them at all. You know what I mean? And then they're constantly in your stream, you know, constantly trying to get that spot. Or if they join you, like there's stuff that I really dislike, you know, when somebody just jumps in your game. It's like, I mean, I see that a lot more. But for the most part, I'm pretty good with either kicking somebody out. I mean, I just ban them in the channel now. It's like, or I time them out. Because it's just like, I mean, you know, the big thing too, and this is something that really gets me is, like you said, like they want to jump on and then they jump right off. I mean, I'll have somebody come in my channel, hey, how do I play with you? And I have a command that says how to play with me. Just pretty much follow the channel, exclamation point, join or play, and then bam, you're on it. You're on a queue. You're in a list. So when it's your turn, and I tell people when it's your turn, I'll call you. If you're here, you're here. And most of these people, it's a game later. I'm like, hey, come on in, and they're already gone. It's like, dude, just like, you know, if you don't, it's like today's society. If you don't have it like right now,
Yeah.
I'm moving on. I'm done. You know what I mean? So
I think it's a really hard thing to do. I know when I first started streaming and people would be like, yo, can I play? And like, I consider myself to be quite socially awkward with like new people.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had it.
friends.
Like if I'm just in a Discord call with someone playing games and I have never spoken to this person or know the person, I feel it can be quite difficult, especially when you're trying to put on a show and you're trying to create content. It's can be tricky, right? And it's something I definitely struggled with a lot, but I like kind of what you said with getting used to just being able to say no, I'm sorry. And it's something I've been trying to do a little bit more of as well, because I think it's scary when you're first starting out and you think, God, like I have 3 viewers. If I say no to this person, they're going to leave and I'm going to go back to 2 viewers or whatever, right? It's scary. But I think at certain times, you know, like Grog says, you need to take that leap of faith and invite that person in, because I've had a lot of good experiences meeting people that way, and I've made a lot of friends that I'll still game with today. But at the same time, I've had bad experiences at this, you know, as well. And you just, like you say, you need to remember that it's your channel, it's your content, and ultimately you're in control of it. And if, you know, if it doesn't fit you, then you just have to be okay with saying no. If you just let anybody in and it affects the level of content that you have, then it's going to hurt you more long term, you know?
For sure. That's my good takeaway for that is you need to realize it's still your stream, and as difficult it can be, like I struggle with this a lot. You still need to do you know what I mean? If people come in chat and it's like, hey, I want to play. If you don't feel like playing with people, just tell them, you know what I mean? Like I've done that before, and I've gone from like, oh, well, maybe later, just because like I didn't want to like, no, I don't want to play with you right now. And it's not like I would say it like that, like, nah, fuck you. But
Yeah, you would.
But it's no, but it's just like, you know, if you don't want to play, just like be honest. And sometimes people be like, hey, can I hop in? Or like, you know what? Honestly, I just kind of want to be on my own right now, and like maybe a little bit later or something like that. But I'm just chilling, just vibing right now. You know, just be honest. That's like a huge key thing about, which really cover like all aspects of streaming. Really, is just like be honest and just kind of do you. You're gonna find people are gonna come in. Either you don't know, you can't tell right off the cuff who someone is just by someone saying, hey, the first time in chat. They could be trolls, they could be cool, they could be everything in between. So you just gotta have, I mean, thick skin's great, and I like saying that too, but it's just like after a while you can get beat down. I mean, it's thick, but you get tired and stuff, so you gotta have slick skin. You know what I mean? So that shit just like slides right off of you, man. Doesn't hurt. Everyone goes vasses them up. You've seen some UFC fights and shit. They're always vazzing up their faces and shit. That's what you got to do when you start streaming. You got to vazz up your face. You got to vazz up your ego. You know, you just gotta...
He means this literally, by the way. He means it literally.
Literally. Before
Literally,
I start
before you go
stream,
live.
I vazz up my face, the unders, the goodies. I'm even, you know, eat a little bit of it. You know, you gotta be slick. Everything's smooth.
I'm not even gonna be able to
everything come out.
If you're not sliding off your chair, you're not doing it right.
If you're not sliding off your chair, you're doing it wrong.
Tomorrow's stream, I come in there sliding in, and
Fucking Tom Cruise in it and shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess to kind of wrap up the whole topic of the quote unquote networking and communities, you know, I saw a couple comments in chat with people talking about networking, and I think it is something people struggle with. It's definitely something that I've not found super easy, because I always have this voice in my head of like, oh, I don't really want to reach out to this person because they might just think I'm trying to leech off them, when it's like I've always got that fear, right? When it's like another content creator, another streamer, and I think maybe I'd love to play games with this person, but like you worry about how it comes off, right? But at the same time, if you just shut off and keep your little circle of friends, it's difficult to kind of grow and expand that network. What advice would we give to people, I guess, to kind of get over that? You know, like, well, okay, for me, right? When I first joined like Platinum Squad and met yourself, and we go back years, Brent, and like, I think the way I approached it, because there was just so many people part of that community, I found like 5 or 6 creators within that I felt like I really got on well with. Eve, I think you were one of them. I'm pretty sure we met through that, right? Like, and I basically spent my time getting to know those people, and gradually, as I met more people through them, naturally, that's just kind of how it worked for me. And personally, for me, that was a great opportunity, you know, having all these creators in the same place, where it's easy to find like, okay, who plays games similar to me, who has maybe like a similar sense of humor, and just kind of, rather than trying to spread that net super wide, which I think is what some people think is the best way to do it, focus it down to like a handful of streamers that you enjoy watching and you think would be funny together, and just be a part of that community, become friends with them. That's the easiest and most simple way I think I can put it. Has anyone else got any kind of tips they would give for someone that's trying to maybe network or get into that?
Leech off everyone you can, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if
It's like
someone
Ken the
is,
Tap Man,
if you see
Nick
someone doing
Merckx.
really well, do everything you can to just hang on and just use them.
Post
I mean,
Ninja every
I
day.
direct message Ninja every day.
Did you ever reply?
Never.
Day
He
one of
hasn't replied
tweeting
yet,
Ninja.
but one day.
One day.
Gandhi, I think the same, that like what you said is I think it's good to kind of find a couple people that you like, hang out their channels. And I think the other thing is just don't burn yourself out. I mean, I can't get back to saying it enough, is play games, man. Just like concentrate on the games, you know, and people just forget that, because it's all either about the numbers or like the growth or whatever it may be. Just get in here and play your damn games and meet new friends.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
think one of the biggest bits of advice that I can give you is, you are typing in a text box on a window that has no context or feeling behind that message. Be genuine in your approach to it, and don't do it for the wrong reasons. There's no manual. We all started. I mean, Condi, I think you were actually on Twitch before me. I've been here since 2012, right? It is fundamental that if you are building a friendship, which is what we've all done here, be genuine. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. And if somebody takes that out of context, use the Vaseline trick, wipe it off and say, I did right in that, and move on if the community doesn't work. If you're doing it for the right reasons, you can at least go to sleep at night and not worry about it. You can only try your best. Not everyone's cut out to be a streamer.
I think
It's a little harsh. I'm sitting right here,
Yeah.
but okay.
I'll
say to your face when I meet you.
I think you touched on two important things, and I want to comment on the last one first, which is everyone should feel like if they want to remake themselves, if they want to pursue new endeavors, if they want to try and chase a new adventure, they should try it, they should do it. But at the same time, we have to also be real with ourselves that maybe we aren't always cut out for the things that we desire to do. And that is a really, really hard, jagged pill to swallow. And that's a topic for, I'm sure, a whole other slew of podcasts. Right. But it's one of those things where there is going to be, in any new pursuit, if you move from career to career, if you move from city to city, if you're remaking yourself as a person, whatever you're choosing to do, you have to acknowledge that you're going to face challenges, hardships, and difficulties that you will either need to figure out. Some of them you're going to run into and tackle the right way. Some of you are going to run into and you're going to tackle them the wrong way, simply because you don't have the experience having done it beforehand. And then it's only after trying and doing and failing that you realize either I failed and this is something that I have now learned how to do in a way that's going to be more successful next time, or this really just isn't me. I think pushing through and forcing yourself into something that is maybe not something you're comfortable with, or just figuring out your limitations up front. If you're aspiring to do a thing just as a hobby, like I have a slew of miniatures here at my house. I don't my goal is to paint them. Do I paint them? No, but I aspire to. And like it doesn't mean I'm ever gonna stop aspiring or like get rid of the supplies I have or like stop dabbling here and there. But like I'm not gonna be a tournament level painter, right? But it's also one of those things where Twitch is the same. Some people will do this and they aspire for it to be their career and their profession. Some people aspire for it to be just a means of like competition going long term. They want to play in a competitive arena, and this is the best way for them to have a face in the scene. And then other people are going to just do it as a hobby, and they're just gaming the game. You got to figure out where you are and realistically what you really want out of it and what your obligations are outside the platform. Because like if you come in and expect that things are going to fall into place quickly, or that you can kind of leapfrog from community to community, or you can just attempt to spam follow for follow, you have to realize that not only have we already stated that's just the wrong way to do it, but the reason why it's the wrong way is because it doesn't yield any long-term value. You're not going to see long-term permanent growth. You have to if you're you have to think about what you really want. And is it a hobby? Is this something more? And if it is something more, there's definitely other ways to do it. I think that the streaming community though is guilty of perpetuating this idea that like you can't ask bigger people than you to squad up, to do charity events, to have on a podcast or whatever, because then it's like you're clout chasing. You're trying to ride somebody else's coattails. And
Which is
does
what we're
this
doing right
happen?
now with gaming.
Yeah, and which is disclaimer.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Totally what we're doing. Thank you, Brent. But it's one of those things where. But it's one of those things where, does it happen? Yes, but also, are we guilty of stigmatizing this like perception that that's all it ever is? Yes, and I think the thing is like, you gotta take that leap just like you would with welcoming people into your community. You gotta take that same leap of faith going forward. And like there have been a couple people that we've talked about in the sidelines like we'd like to have on the podcast, but they have a status that's much higher than our own, and we're kind of anxious like, well, they'd never say yes or whatever. And slowly but surely I think we're starting to reach out and ask people, because it's like it you know what, it doesn't matter what's the worst that happens. They say they're too busy, they say they're not interested. I mean, the difference
Brian,
here
rage
got
and
the
track
check.
us down.
Passive aggressive tweets.
The check's on the way. The check's on the way. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I'm waiting on that check. Connie said it would have been here by now.
We'll talk after the show.
you can't cash it for 60 days. So
You're not
don't
allowed
wanna
to buy
know
another
what we had
monitor
to
with the
do
money
to
either.
get G4P.
but like it's one of those things where you gotta ask, because I think the difference is, just like we said, for as transparent as it is when somebody comes in your chat and say, yo, can I game with you? And then they immediately, self promo in a non-self promo channel in your Discord the following day. It's obvious what their intention was. If you're going out there and you're trying to shoot your shot and asking someone bigger than yourself to like, to do something, and then you go and obviously you like subtweet them, or you post about it in a weird way on some other platform, and you kind of like leverage that as like, hey, look at me, I'm rubbing shoulders with so and so, like when they haven't actually even gotten back to you. Like obviously that's weird, but like if you're just being genuine and you're like, hey, we'd like to do a thing with you, I'd like to see if you'd ever want to play together, that kind of thing is fine. And I don't think that we should. It's hard, right? Because there is that stigma, and I think that the only way to break it down is just to be real with what our intentions are, and cease to be afraid to reach out. And that's the hardest thing to do, is to take that first step, because it is the most fearful step.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd like to bring it back to something that you said earlier. You said tournament level miniature painter. Are there tournaments for those?
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, explain, please.
Yeah, so
Is it like a time crunch? Like
well,
you paint this in 30 minutes?
no, it's they're then judged at like a competitive level for like quality of like the lighting and all that stuff. Look
Yeah.
up Crystal Brush. Look up Adepticon. A buddy of mine out of Chicago is one of the co-founders of Adepticon. It's the single biggest North American well, obviously COVID happened, so didn't happen last year. It probably won't happen this year. But Adepticon, I don't know why we're on this topic now. Adepticon is for miniature gaming. But they Games Workshop comes over. They have a Crystal Brush tournament. It's competitive level painting.
You see, in middle school, I used to have a class where we would paint models and miniatures, and I was very bad at it. So, kind of call me an enthusiast.
Nice.
I mean, I used to have Warhammers.
Me too. I've got thousands of pounds
they're
up
still
in the
sitting
loft.
up.
I haven't seen the light of day in years.
When you said am I gonna get rid of the supplies? I've still got the paints from middle school.
Yeah.
I don't
Be
think
all
they're good
dried
anymore.
and shit.
Yeah.
Right. Shall we quickly cover a couple of just little Twitch news bits for the week?
Yeah.
So the
But
first
let's
one.
run an ad real quick.
Yeah, let's just run a quick 10-minute ad.
Yeah, real quick 600-second ad. Just hang on, folks.
So that's kind of the first topic, which is that up until now, obviously, ads has been a thing that's constantly changing and evolving on Twitch, and they're basically extending this more so that they are going to allow you to run ads up to 10 minutes long. So we don't know fully. It seems to be rolling out. I don't have access to the 10-minute ones yet because I have looked. But
I have tried.
Trust me, I've looked.
Yeah.
The second I found out I could cheese more cheddar out of you
the
guys.
second somebody said short in my channel, I was like, 10 minutes. That's your punishment. But apparently this is something that's rolling out. The thing that really irks me about it is that it doesn't actually disable your pre-roll ads for any longer.
I know.
It's still only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So up until now, you can run. I might have the number slightly wrong here because I only
180.
Yeah, I run the 180, and I run it at the very start of the stream when I'm in my starting soon, so it shouldn't affect anything. But it disables pre-roll ads for 30 minutes. So for the first 30 minutes of my stream, you shouldn't see a pre-roll ad if you click on it, right?
Just chatting.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way I run ads, and I tend to not really run ads during the stream. I probably should, but I don't really ever step away for long enough to run an ad.
Yeah.
But the idea is if you run a 60-second ad, I think it disables pre-rolls for 20 minutes or something, and it kind of varies around. So this came out on Twitter that they're allowing up to 10-minute long ads, but it still only disables your pre-roll for 30 minutes. So I guess I just wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts on that.
Well, here's the question, right? Because I'm not 100% competent with it. You see, when you hit that ad button, does that start the timer for the pre-roll ads to
No.
disappear?
Yeah, so
It's once it completes.
yeah,
Right,
but it
okay,
kind of
right.
accounts for it. So when I hit the 180-second one, I get a little
Oh,
box
does
on
it?
my dashboard that says pre-rolls disabled for 33 minutes. So once the 3 minutes of ads
Okay.
are up, there's still 30 minutes to go. That's the way
Okay,
it,
right.
it looks on the dash. So I'm assuming if I run a 10-minute ad, it would say your pre-rolls are disabled for 40 minutes,
40
right?
minutes.
The 10 minutes of ads and then the 30 minutes afterwards.
I mean, 10 minutes is a long amount of time to expect somebody to stick around.
Yeah.
If they're trying to keep viewer attention and try and get quote butts and seats to watch streams, 10 minutes is not the way to fucking
That's-
do
Yeah,
it.
but
that's
those aren't
great
the
way to clear your
pre-rolls.
Well, it is if he starts it for 10 minutes.
Just to be clear, I'm not actually trying to do that. I'm
I'm gonna go to the
saying.
bathroom quick, guys. 2 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry,
Chris.
I use that, and so I never use NVIDIA broadcast 2 seconds. So that's why the thing's clipping. I never use it, so it's not something I use. So if you see me fading in and out, thanks NVIDIA.
The cat glitched earlier.
The
and
cat,
it
it was
frightening.
amazing, by the way. It looked like it was in the Matrix.
But
I just who's seriously gonna use this? What do we think that the market's
Me.
gonna be?
Me.
Okay,
I'm
well,
gonna use it
apart
at
from
least
you,
2 times an hour.
'cause, if
I need those
somebody-
AdSense, bro.
if somebody's not well versed in the whole partner contract, but they're actually contracted to run a certain amount of ads every single hour, I imagine they would be using it. It's very difficult to find a spot to run 10 minutes. Because if you think about a battle royale queue, it's not 10 minutes. I mean, it might on like maybe ranked. But even like if you look at a game like Tarkov, where it has really slow loading times, like it has to load the entire world, it's still not 10 minutes. Like you would have to basically set like yourself on just chatting for 10 minutes and that's it. You know, or you just move on with your stream. You know, you carry on as normal and you just hit that button.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like,
if you don't want to see that shit, why don't you sub to my channel? It's like $5.
The thing is, I can see it maybe being useful for like you say, like bigger events. Like if there's a big esports tournament or something, and they need 10 minutes to do whatever and run some ads. A lot of those sort of things will have their own sponsor deals or ads that they kind of just do on the stream anyway. But I'm struggling to see a use for 10 minutes of ads, and I've got to say it's tough to expect people. I mean, I know we talked about it, and there was some facts and figures that came out to say, you know, people are X amount of times more likely to stick around for a mid-roll ad than they are for a pre-roll. And I think we did see some evidence that pre-rolls are much more likely that people will leave than a mid-roll. And in my experience, if I do need to go and step outside for a minute and run a 60-second ad, I don't feel like there's a huge percentage of people that immediately click away. But 10 minutes it feels like it's pushing it, you know? When I do the 180-second ad at the start of a stream, usually the goal is I'm going to run that as soon as I can just to get those pre-rolls disabled, and hopefully it doesn't disrupt too much. I've had people who have been quick to jump in the stream that have gone, why do I have to watch 6 ads in a row? It's like, imagine you're watching like 20 ads in a row, which is what you would be. You know?
So the scenario that I see is like, you see if you've got some of the bigger streamers that do stream for like 8 hours, and we all know you need to eat, you need to go to the bathroom, you know, you need to take like a break and stand up. I can see that likelihood of where like, guys, I'm gonna go and make some foods, here's some ads, like just vibe in the channel and I'll be right back. But I can just imagine people just going, oh, I've just got a massive host. And we just, like this is
Oops, my
pumped right
finger
now,
slipped.
guys. Fuck you! I'm gonna hit this button real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, if you wanna watch this shit, you best click into my sub only chat and
Oh my god.
I feel like Humps is really trying to weaponize the ads.
I'm
actually-
actually chaotic good right now.
I'm actually go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think Cyber's right. I think it will probably shake out one of two ways. It's either people either looking like it's probably going to benefit bigger streamers the most, who, you know, they can generate, because if you're not generating additional cessation of pre-roll time, like if running 3 minutes of ads gives you a 30-minute break on pre-rolls versus 10 minutes, which also only gives you 30-minute break on pre-rolls, there's no benefit other than you run more ads to get more revenue off the number of eyes viewing the channel. That is literally the only benefit, unless, as some people pointed out in chat, yeah, you're gonna step away, you're gonna go make dinner, what else are you gonna do, and you're not trying to end stream. Because the alternative is you throw up an overlay that says be right back, or making dinner or walking the dogs or whatever, and you just say, hey guys, I'll be back in 8 minutes, and you just step away.
I might as well make
you might as well run
$1.50.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's kind of makes sense why we haven't seen the 10-minute option roll out to anyone but partners, because honestly I think it's only if you are partnered and are doing streams like, let's say, more than 4 hours, where you would be needing a longer break, because everyone, you know, says, you know, be right back, I'm just gonna pop to the restroom.
Yeah.
Like I don't see it as weird. I just don't see it as useful, unless like it's going to be for a very small niche audience. I guess it's nice that the feature's there.
Well,
I mean,
that's-
like,
See,
it doesn't hurt
that's my
anyone.
take. That's my takeaway. It's one of those features that like a lot of people were talking about, but like, why? You know what I mean? It's not a feature that affects anybody that other unless you just want to use it. So it's like it's not I'll never use it. I'll never interact with it. I'll probably completely forget about it after today. You know what I mean? So it's
Exactly.
like it's just one of those weird ones that's like I don't think anyone asked for it. No one really understands why. Like some explanation probably would have been good coming with
But
it.
it also
but
doesn't hurt.
True. No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Well, like the thing is, as you're saying, like it's one of those things. It's like sub-only streams. Everyone was super upset when sub-only streams
Yeah.
became a thing, but like you just don't do it. You know, the thing is, Twitch isn't even incentivizing. They're not even trying to incentivize you, because if they were trying to incentivize you to run 10 minutes, they would let you disable pre-rolls for longer.
Yep.
You know, so they're just. It's like, you know, they're really not even trying to push anyone to do it. It's just a. As I say,
I'm looking for that right now, but I can't see it when I'm not online.
For the option for ads?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
can't
know
see
there
it.
was some, you know, Cyber thought it was just kind of rolling out randomly, or we're not really too sure how it's going, but
At least some of the screenshots that we've seen, it looks like they're dashboard buttons that you would add through, like they're quick action buttons that you'd add through your Twitch dashboard. So if you use the stream manager, you would just like, you know, you'd have your button for like managing your polls and like editing stream info. You just you can now just choose like, I want to run a 330-second ad versus a 390-second ad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. Any other thoughts on that, or we jump onto the other one right quick here?
The other one's real brief.
Yeah, it is. So the other topic is that Twitch clips seem
Speaking
to have
of.
changed a little bit with the way that the links are generated for them. I think you kind of understood this a bit better than me, Grog. Do you want to explain how that's changing or changed?
Yeah, so it's still unclear exactly what the motivation was, but in short, you know, everyone knows that with Twitch clips, or anyone who's seen, you know, more than a handful of Twitch clips, you know that like it'll be like, you know, clips.twitch.tv/ and then it'll be like a couple of goofy phrases. So it'd be like Anteater, PogChamp, something, 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 something. And it's usually like a combination of like words and phrases that are random in combination, but they're not like just random letters. Now what's happening is, for whatever reason, you're still getting that. You're still getting like here, let me grab something for example. So let me do this real quick. Basically, now there's like a string of like letters and numbers that are getting chucked onto the ends of things. So there is a clip that I actually made of Eve recently on her channel, and you know it says clips.twitch.tv, but then if I see, copy, paste. So instead of it being clips.twitch.tv/ hard crepuscular pasta nerf blue blaster, you know, they're all just like, there's a
Those
dash.
are ordinary words.
There's a dash, and after that hyphen, it is just sort of a bunch of random numbers, like PHP script just generating like letters and numbers. Not that strange. A lot of, you know, you get like a URL shortener or something, and it just spits out a bunch of random shit that's been generated to tag something. That's not weird. The weird thing is that when I took this clip, and this is happening to other people too, if you post those clips back into Twitch chat, let's say you're watching G4P and he does something, you clip it, you want to post it right back in chat so that people can just kind of like watch the replay. If it's doing this thing where it's adding a hyphen and all these like extra letters and numbers after it, it will sometimes show as clip cannot be found, or this clip is broken. And when you click through it and go past the embed, it will seem to work, but it seems to be breaking embeds. So when you post in Discord, it doesn't like pull up the thumbnail. It doesn't actually like pull up the right clip. And at one point, some folks on Twitter thought, okay, well, maybe it's just this extra string that's getting added to the end is fucking things up. Maybe we could take that off. If you go back to the hyphen and delete it, it turns out that it's actually taking you back to somebody else's clip on a different channel.
Oh shit.
So it seems like what has happened is Twitch upfront created, you know, this repository of like, you know, random words like nerf, blue, blaster, you know, etc. And marmalade. And like they then had that as a thing that the clips would pull from and smash them all together in a random sequence so as to not like recycle links. And now they've potentially run out, because now you're actually getting somebody else's clip link but it's been appended with more random gibberish at the end, and that will take you to the right thing, but apparently it's fucking up embeds.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
does
just-
it still count for yours? So say like
don't know.
say someone clipped my channel and I was playing DMCA-able music and it linked to a clip in your channel, Grog. Would you get the DMCA claim?
I don't know. I
Maybe
hope
this
not.
is
My head just
Twitch is
exploded.
That's an hour and 15 minutes before the keyword was said.
the thing is, maybe this is just Twitch's new like networking feature. You know, it'll send you to a random chat. And
Oh my god.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. I had a couple people try and post clips in chat, you know, as people do, and it just got the oops, something went wrong thing. And I guess I never even really thought about it at the time. I was just like, oh, that's weird. Clips aren't working today. And then saw on Twitter afterwards that it was all going weird. So hopefully it's something that they fix, but I guess something to be aware of for the time being, that clips are acting a bit weird.
Yeah, if you post them in chat, the embeds just might not.
Yeah.
They might look broken, but it seems like they do work. If you click through, it just, I think it's probably going to affect maybe people on mobile the most, because the mobile may not actually redirect them into a browser. Like usually it tries to load the clip as a video overlay on top of like the actual stream. Whereas it seems like this, you might need to be redirected to a browser source for it to work. So
Yeah.
and if you do get a random DMCA for like Beyonce's Halo, it was probably Humps. You know.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that kind of covers all
If you clip
the,
a link and it just goes to somebody twerking, it was probably Josh's.
Well, I think that's kind of covered all the stuff we wanted to get into today. So we'll start wrapping up here. Cyber, where can everyone find you, and what have you got coming up this week?
You can find me on all major platforms on Holy Cyber. This week I am doing a little bit more streaming. Gonna be doing Tarkov. Gonna reinstall Destiny if I find the courage to actually do it. And I am gonna be playing some Warzone as well. Not gonna do it today because obviously it's Valentine's Day and I've got responsibilities. But I will be back to gaming next week.
That's a shame. I was gonna ask you to do some Tarkov this week.
Mm,
Like
yeah,
legit.
this week that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
as long
talk.
as
You
you don't
literally
shoot
just
me and I
said
have
this
to put
week
you
is fine.
down again.
I might shoot you. I'm not making any promises. That's a confusing game, so I might. Grog, what you got going on this week? Where can everybody find your face?
folks can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/grogmode. You can find me on other platforms at gamer_grog. I stream 5 days a week, Monday through Thursday. It's just me. I usually stream for like 6 or so hours. Do a lot of Warzone, a lot of first-person shootery stuff, and then on Saturdays I do a co-stream with my wife. My wife. All at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We do like puzzle games and narrative story games. We're playing Last Campfire right now, which I cannot recommend enough. It's absolutely great storytelling and great puzzles. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing this week.
Awesome. Thank you. Eve, what about yourself?
Yeah, you can find me on Metabot Eve everywhere. And I'm going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, probably a lot of Minecraft. We have a new server with some mods, and I've been working on making a nuclear power plant.
Did you build that yet?
And blood magic.
Yeah.
I've been helping.
There's a lot of stuff. Apparently, you need to like cool the reactor, which is pretty stupid, to not have it melt down and irradiate the entire server and blow up my house. So like I've been trying to figure that out. But on Saturday, a new Persona game comes out, so I'm going to be streaming that all day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Humps, what about yourself?
Hi, I'm Humps, and for visual people here, real quick. Oh, that's it. You can't see me. My lights are broken. Hey.
I think we need like a trigger warning, like
I
flashing.
know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Someone's like,
seizures, right? Yeah.
I know,
Seizures, right,
seizure warning. Sorry. You can check me out, Sir Humps, everywhere. @_ on Twitter. Stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll be up gaming next week. You know what I'm saying? Destiny, Warzone, FPSs, Apexes, all that goodies.
Good stuff. Thank you very much. And G4P, thank you again so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Please tell
Yes,
everyone
thank
where
We
they
all
can
do.
find
Thank you.
and what you kind of, you know, what's happening with your stream.
Yeah, Gaming for Platinums, Twitch, pretty much across. All I do is Twitter because I'm lazy and old.
Respect it.
catch me on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, man, like,
MSN
oh,
Messenger.
man. Yeah, so Monday through Friday, usually early mornings, and this week I'll be doing the Watchers, which is like the beginning before Devour.
Okay.
So like Devour's you
Ah.
pretty. Have you played, Connie? Have you played Devour yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
You just get to burn goats, and it's awesome. And
I've watched you, but I
It's a
haven't
good
played it
time.
myself yet. Yeah.
I want to say thanks to to a lot of people from the community stopping in here and show you guys love as well, man. You guys, it's an honor to be around everybody except Condi. But,
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Condi.
Well, yeah, no, we really appreciate you coming on, and again, congrats on the partnership and everything.
Thanks, man,
and yeah, I know it's been a little while now, but we haven't really had a chance to catch up too much. So
you know the best part is like when it finally got there, the partner, and I was all like giddy, you know, like pre-nips, you know, I was things were happening here, and when it all went down though, like. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, and like the partner thing comes up and you read all these things that you can't do anything, and you push that button, and I thought like a big firework was going to be like, you did it, and they were
Hey,
like,
partner streamer, welcome
And
to
I was
your
like-
stream.
was something supposed to happen? But it's been fun, man, and like it's like I said, it's more about just meeting, you know, doing stuff like this, dude. It's freaking awesome, man. So you guys are the best.
thank you, dude.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And yeah, so I'm Condyfly. You find me everywhere: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff. I've been wrestling with the dual PC setup this week. It has been a nightmare. It is finally working, but I had the new PC blue screen 10 times in a row, and I thought I was going to break down. It was the most frustrating thing ever, but we're back, so hopefully I'll be doing some gaming this week. I want to do some Tarkov with you, Cyber, so we need to get that sorted.
Just prerequisite. If you shoot me again, I'm gonna put you down again.
It might happen. I can't make any promises.
No, it's
I gotta tell you.
100% happening.
Like, Billy, is this you? Yes. Billy, is this you? Yes. Continues to shoot me.
It was much less clear
Condi!
than that. It was much less clear than that. Anyway, more importantly, thank you so much for watching the show, everybody. If you've been live in chat, we appreciate you. Thank you very much for all the comments and all the love. If you've been watching and you've enjoyed what you heard, we have a YouTube channel with our previous episodes and a few fun videos here. We also do an off-topic podcast from time to time where we do different things. And all our previous episodes are on Spotify. If you're interested, you just find Zero Strategy Podcast. And we're on Twitter at Zero Strategy Pod. And just to keep plugging, we also have a Discord. If you're interested and you want to talk more about Twitch stuff, there is that option there as well. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you are listening on any of the other platforms, come by the Twitch channel. We do it live on Twitch, and we can speak to you directly. We're going to go raid somebody, so please do stick around for that. But other than that, we will see you guys next week. All right.
Bye.
Fuck.
Jesus
Christ,
Christ.
Oh my god.